Well, we know the biggest game of the weekend, match day 12. This is the biggest game that you can ever really talk about, and it's all about Liverpool versus Manchester City. And we've been highly anticipative about this game of football, though by the time we obviously came into this encounter, Man City has been trailing because they've gone 5 games without really winning a game, meaning they're winless in the last 5 games, and that's what is really happening at the side of Liverpool. So at the side of Man City. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And I tell you what, even in the midweek, after them taking a 3-0 lead, against Feyenoord, Man City couldn't hold onto that lead, and that is the worrying bit of it all, because if they had gone ahead, obviously win that game of football by 3-0, obviously most of the people will be highly anticipative of this game, but that shows you that even if they go to Anfield and obviously put in a shift of like 2 goals ahead of Liverpool, Liverpool has all what it takes to obviously level up, because you cannot compare the attacking force in the final third of Liverpool to that of Feyenoord. If Feyenoord can come up and obviously annihilate you like that, obviously you'll get to understand what it's all about. So smash like button, comment and share, and continue to subscribe. Mission hitting 30,000 subscribers is what we are at right now onto the Rokani Media Football. And hope you guys are really having fun. Now, remember, we are powered by Mono Gadgets, right? Dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops, right? Even if you want a used phone and a used laptop from the United Kingdom, call them on +256 70 99 88 665. They do have affordable smartwatches. One of these days, I'm really gonna do it. They are really trying to get me one of the best, such that I come in here and obviously flash it to you, the viewers of Rokani Media Football. So very soon, I'm really gonna be having that smartwatch wrapped onto my wrist, and you people will be like, yeah, Rokani, you're right. I'll really try to obviously show you how many they really do have, different colors and so on and so forth. But you can call them on that number and they can really get you affordable smartwatches. That is Amuno Gadgets for you. So where should we start from? Last weekend, Man City were beaten by Spurs 4-0 at Etihad. Liverpool went away at Southampton, and they really rescued that game. Liverpool went ahead, Southampton equalized, Southampton went ahead 2-1, then there came in through 2 goals of Mohamed Salah, a penalty and the winner. That saw Liverpool win that beautiful game of football by 3-2, and they are now seated at the top of the Premier League table at 31 points. Arsenal yesterday went ahead, obviously win their game against West Ham 5-2 at the London Stadium, putting themselves in proposition of closing down the side of Liverpool, and they are 6 points behind. City is really having 23 points. Arsenal is having 25, meaning that if City doesn't win this game, like if they draw, you know what will happen? The 8 gap lead will be still there. But if they lose, they'll be 11 points behind a side called Liverpool. And Pep Guardiola has sent a message to his players, because you saw to it that in the post-match press conference, he had really bruised his nose, his head had turned red, it's bald, but it was all red, and was like, I used the long nail of my pinky finger to obviously cause damage to myself. I think that's the best way for him to obviously send a message to his players that, what are you doing? The manager has just gone ahead, obviously be rewarded with a contract to be here until 2027, and the players are not really doing the due diligence. So he's like, what are you doing? And I think that was the best way of him really coming up and obviously expressing his anger to the players of City. But today, it's really gonna be another heated up meeting, and all those performances of Man City and Liverpool are really not gonna be so much into consideration. They are not going to be into consideration, because this is a big game. It's a do or die game for the side of Man City. And they know to it that they have to put their lives on the line. And this is the game where City has to show us that they are still into the title race with a win. If they draw, it won't make a lot of sense. But they have to beat Liverpool. But Liverpool is in fine form, And one thing you should know about Liverpool is they score lots of goals. They've conceded, I think, is it 6 goals? Is it 6? How many goals? They've conceded very many goals. You know, the very few goals this season. That is Liverpool for you. Then, they also have a very good, hard-working team. And we know City plays with a high press. I don't know what system Pep Guardiola is really going to take there, but I believe it's going to be a 4-3-3. So, one hope to Arsenal fans, because I know Arsenal fans want City to beat Liverpool, is that City is a very good side when it comes to obviously exploiting the final third of every team. And Liverpool have been vulnerable every time a team has gone behind them. And for that, you know, Liverpool will do that to the fullest. Last season, it ended 1-1 at Anfield. And it ended controversially. You remember that high boot that Jeremy Doku took to the ribs of McAllister. And all of us thought it was a penalty. VR said, no, it was not a penalty. You understand? So, as it stands now, we are here to wait and see how things are really going to be panning out. But let's get into the players that are not available. For Man City, obviously, for Man City, Mateo Kovacic is out, Oscar Bob is out, John Stones is out, Rodri is out. You get? But Ruben Diaz is back, but we don't know whether he's really going to be put into action today. We wait. Then for Liverpool, Conor Bradley, who really pocketed Kylian Mbappe, you know, was nowhere to be seen. Sorry, he's nowhere to be seen. He's injured. Then Trent is back. Ibrahim Konate is out. Joe Gomez will come and deputize him, I think. And Federico Chiesa is back in training. Diego Jota is having still the abdominal pain. Alisson Becker is still having a hamstring injury. Smiskas is having an ankle injury. Right? So, those are the players that are really out. So, when we go to the probable starting 11 for the side of Liverpool, let's start up with the hosts of this might fixture that is really going to be watched all over the world, because it's really going to be mouth-watering, you know, and we don't know whose jaw is really going to be dropped, whose jaw is really going to be hammered, who is going to be given a kick in the teeth. But all in all, I tell you, it's really going to be one of those games that you don't want to miss. It's called Kalehela, you know, in goal. Remember, he saved the penalty of Kylian Mbappe, and this season he has saved 3 penalties, so the guy is in fine form. And by the way, even in short stopping, he looks really magnificent. And very many Liverpool fans have even forgotten about Alisson Becker, you understand? But we all know to it that when Alisson Becker returns, he's really going to take his spot. Then right back, I think it's going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's really going to be the man responsible to put in the required shift altogether. Then the other left back, Robertson. Obviously, no doubt about him. He's really going to be patrolling that side. And these two have really played those fullbacks of Liverpool for almost a decade, you know, and they are consistent. And I've always talked this about the players of Manchester United, that if you're not having consistent players, there is no way you're going to compete at the world stage. Look at the consistency of Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. It has been the same, you know, ever since they hit the ground running for the side of Liverpool. Right-sided centre-back, I think Joe Gomez is going to be coming in through to replace Konate, who is really doubtful for this encounter. And left-sided centre-back, Virgil van Dijk, the captain, who is really closing in on a new deal at Liverpool. The same applies to Trent, and looks like that of Mohamed Salah is really one of those that is really a very huge doubt. Then we are having this man known as Gravenberch, the best CDM in the league so far this season, obviously doing the needful to play into that position as a CDM. That is Gravenberch for you. And then the other players to play in the midfield, I think it's really going to be McAllister and Curtis Jones. I think Szoboszlai will obviously come off the bench because Curtis Jones is really in fine form, and you're going to be playing a side of Man City whose midfield is really going to be a little bit vulnerable. You believe that Curtis Jones will come up and obviously raise the bar so high. Then right forward, man in form, Salah Mohammed. Guys, Salah is having, I think, his best season. I remember the season he went ahead and scored very many goals. But guys, what makes this season one of the best for Salah is that he's really exploding, scoring goals, and he is really having his team topping the league. And if at all this team really wins the league, then it will be his best ever season, because he would have gone ahead to put his efforts on the line and will be really up there. And Salah, 12 games played, 10 goals and 6 assists. You understand? So no player, I think, has a better goal involvement than Salah into this season. Saka, 5 to 10 assists. Those are 15. And Salah is at 16. Last season he scored only 18 Premier League goals, meaning that he's 8 goals away from hitting that 18 mark. And remember, 10, he has scored 10 before the half of the season ends, because we've gone ahead, obviously, not to hit that. The Premier League games that have gone ahead to be played this season are 13. 13 games have gone ahead to be played, meaning that if 13 have gone ahead to be played, that means we are having 6 to go. Liverpool has played 12, 6, they're having 7 to go to obviously hit that mark, meaning that he can easily really hit 18 goals before he even crosses into the second half of the season, where very many goals really cross and go that side. Then 10 assists last season, and now he's having 4 to hit that mark, and I know he's really going to be hitting that mark to the fullest. Left forward, Diaz is really going to be the man I anticipate to show up into that encounter. That is Luis Diaz doing the needful. Leading the line, it's going to be Darwin Nunez. So that is how I believe the team of Liverpool is really going to be lining up in there for you. The big question is going to be on Szoboszlai, on Szoboszlai or Curtis Jones. That is it. When we go to Man City, they are going to maintain the same system, which is a 4-3-3. And by the way, with effect from today, I'm really going to be bringing you the probable starting 11 for 2 teams into this encounter. Even when it's maybe Liverpool playing a small team or what, I'll obviously come up and obviously represent by really bringing you these people in here. Now, this is the side of Liverpool. On your left, it's Liverpool. On your right is how City is really going to be lining up. Now, City is expected to have the following people, Obviously, Ederson is going to be in between the stitches. Mr. Calamitious, you know that very well. He's really one of those goalkeepers that you'll never trust with your goalkeeping techniques. But most of the times, City are really having the lion's share of the ball. That limits his being exposed by his opponents. You know that very well. Now, after that, we are really going to the right back. Obviously, Kyle Walker will come in through to play part into that encounter as a right back, and I'm really going to be enjoying that battle between Kyle Walker and Luis Diaz. It's really going to be very, 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 very good to watch. Left back, obviously, it's going to be Josko Vardio, a man who has been gifting our goals, and I think he just needs to find his foot back, and his skill set. Last season was one of the best signings in the Premier League, by the way, but this season, he's really looking very erroneous into the first third of the pitch. In the central defense, I see Akanji playing on the right side of the central defense, and obviously Nathan Ake playing onto the left side of the central defense. By the way, the manager might also really make some changes because of the mistake that Josko Vardio went ahead to do, and maybe get Josko Vardio out and obviously get in a player called Nathan Ake in there. Maybe squeeze Ruben Dias in there for you. Then in the central midfield, I think Nunez, Matias will obviously come in through to play part in there for you alongside Ika Gundogan, and then Bernardo Silva into that midfield 3. That's how I believe the side of City is really going to be lining up in the midfield. Then Savinho, right forward for the side of City. Left forward, I think it's really gonna be Jack Grealish, though Jeremy Doku is also back. And leading the line, it's always Erling Haaland. You understand? So that is the team that I believe this manager is really gonna be putting out. But there is another system that he might obviously apply. And what is that system like? It's all about a 3-4. Sorry, it's a 3-2-4-1. You know that very well. He might go with a back three of Kyle Walker, right? Nathan Ake, and maybe Akanji. Then Jesco Vadio and Matheus Nunes playing as the two, all in the double pivots. Then the 4 players, he'll be having Ika Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Jack Grealish, and Savinho. Then Erling Haaland will be leading the line. So I think he might obviously apply that system in this game because he feels like he needs to be very, very much defensive. But most probably, I see a 4-3-3 system that is really going to be deployed. Now, some of the battles that you're eagerly waiting to see: Salah taking on Nathan Ake or Jesco Vadio. That's really one of those. I've already hinted onto that of Kyle Walker and Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz is one of the deadliest players in the league this season, and he's even scoring for fun. So, if you know what he offers, he really does a very huge job into this side. And in the Premier League this season, he has come up to play 12 games, 5 goals scored and 2 assists. That is Luis Diaz for your Champions League. 5 games played and he's having 3 assists. It shows you how important he is for this side. Even if Cody Gakpo comes in through, I tell you, he'll also come up and obviously put in a very good shift because he's in fine form in the midweek. He scored and he's really trying to impress his fellow Dutch manager, his fellow countryman, who doubles as his manager at Liverpool, that is Arne Slot. So, the other battle is Erling Haaland versus Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez. It's really going to be one of the highly anticipated battles that we are yet to see into this encounter. So, that is what... which other battle? Savinho taking on Robertson, yeah. Jack Grealish taking on Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah. Trent is really vulnerable defensively, but Jack Grealish is not all that pacey person. And I think the best of Jack Grealish was seen when he was being played in the midfield by the side of Aston Villa. Right? But ever since he came in through at Man City, Pep Guardiola hasn't gone ahead obviously to play him into that position. So we are waiting to see. Then midfield battles. I think Liverpool are really gonna win the midfield battles. That is it. Gravenberch, McAllister. Obviously, they'll have to obviously take over this. Darwin Nunez leading the line for Liverpool, facing Akanji and Nathan Ake. That's really great because this guy has shown us that he's a proven bullying master. He has bullied every person and he has really created very, very, very horrible times for defenders into the Premier League. Now, let's get into the head-to-head stats and really read them out to you and see what Google had to say about this game. Now, Liverpool have won just one of their last 9 Premier League games against City. Have you heard? A 1-0 home victory in October 2022. You get? So only once have they gone ahead to beat City. And will Liverpool beat City when it looks to be at its weakest? We wait to see. Secondly, Man City have won just one of their last 21 Premier League away games against Liverpool. You get? So even Man City hasn't gone ahead obviously do well, when they're playing against Liverpool. 7 draws and 13 losses. So they've just won one game of their last 21 Premier League games away against Liverpool, beating them 4-1 in February 2021. They've not won at Anfield with fans in attendance since May. So 2021 they beat them in COVID time. Fans hadn't gone ahead obviously show up. Then and that is courtesy of the fans, Anfield atmosphere. He's hostile for the visitors. You know that very well. Thirdly, the away side has won just 6 of the 54 Premier League meetings between Liverpool and Man City, the lowest percentage of any fixture to be played more than 30 minutes in the competition at 11%. Second, lastly, Man City have won 5 of their last 6 Premier League games against sides starting the day top of the table, and drawn 1. However, their last such defeat was 3-1 loss against Liverpool at Anfield in November 2019, with the Reds going to lift the title that season. So, City have gone ahead to win 5 of the last 6 league games against sides starting the day on top of the table. So, let's wait and see whether they'll obviously keep up that record or they really do what they were done to by Liverpool in 2019. Lastly, Liverpool's only Premier League defeat so far this season was a 1-0 loss to Nottingham Forest at Anfield. They've won 7 of their last league games since then. They've drawn 1, scoring at least twice in 7 of those games. Now, when you look at these stats that I'm really trying to throw into your face, Liverpool looks like the champions. They are playing like a champion team with a champion winning mentality. So that's what I had for you in here for you. Go into the comment section. Tell me your thoughts about Liverpool versus Man City. Guys, for me, the best City can get in this game is really going to be a draw, according to me. And I'm really ranking Liverpool highly to win this game of football. But I'm going for a draw. 2-2 draw between Liverpool and Man City. That's my prediction. I don't know what your prediction is. I'm eagerly waiting for yours into the comment section below. We'll be bringing you the match day live in here, and then the match reaction will be loading. It is going to be 19 hours at Anfield, where these two teams are really going to be sorting themselves out. 2 managers, one is more experienced and one is a novice in the Premier League. But Ancelotti has said he really holds this guy in high esteem because ever since he came in through at Barcelona in 2008, his football has been a joy to watch. You understand? So, bye-bye for now. Happy Sunday. 1st of December it is. We out for now. 5-finger salute. Bye-bye.